In the book of 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7, the Bible says, "For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but the spirit of power, the spirit of love, and the spirit of a sound mind." For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but the spirit of power, the spirit of love, the spirit of a sound mind. Some people will say fear is false evidence appearing real. So I want to encourage somebody today. When there are plans that you had that are not going according to what you actually expected, if you have health issues, if you have financial issues, if your children are not behaving the way you expect them to, if your family is not treating you the way you expect them to, if your marriage is not going according to what you actually expected, the devil has a tendency of bulldozing us with fear, false evidence appearing real. The devil has a tendency of getting into our minds and telling us that it will never be okay. But I want to say to us today, the Lord is saying in John 10:10, "For the enemy or the thief cometh not but to steal, kill, and destroy." Steal, kill, and destroy. That is why all the time when we go through crisis, when we go through adversities, when we go through trials and tribulations, then the devil will start reminding us that no, things will never be okay. The devil will play with our minds because he wants to steal our joy. He wants to steal our happiness. He wants to steal our hope. He wants to steal our faith in God. But Jesus is saying in John 10:10, "I have come that you will have life and have it more abundantly." So I want to remind somebody, daughter of the Most High God, I want to say to you today, decree and declare abundance in times of fear. Decree and declare abundance in times of trials and tribulations. Decree and declare abundance. Because the Bible says we don't walk by sight, but we walk by faith. So even if right now my circumstance or my situation is saying things are actually bad, but I'm not going to confess that. I'm going to declare and decree that I live life in abundance. Even if my finances are saying I am living in lack, but I am going to confess, I am going to profess, I'm going to decree and declare that I live in abundance. Why? Because Jesus says so. The psalmist says, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death," he doesn't say, "Even though I sit, even though I encamp," but he says, "Even though I walk through." Meaning when we are in the valley, daughters of the Most High God, we are just passing through the valley. So do not actually build tents in the valley. The valley is for you to walk through. The valley is for you to pass through. The valley is for your testimony, for you to say, even though I was in lack, even though things were not going according to plan, but I decreed abundance, I declared abundance, and I walked through the valley. So in 2 Timothy 1:7, the Bible continues to say, we've been given the spirit of power, right? The Bible says the very same power that raised Christ from the dead is the very same power that lives within us. If we can dig deeper in terms of fear and say, but I have this power that lives inside of me, the power that raised Christ from the dead, then it will be possible. I'm not saying it will be easy. I'm saying it will be possible for us to decree abundance, even in times of lack. The Bible says we've been given the spirit of love. Very interesting, because God is love. God is love. So if the Bible says we've been given the spirit of love, it means, the Bible says love covers a multitude of sin. A multitude of sin. So if we've been given the spirit of love, it means if we tap into this love, into God's love, then it will be easy for us to cast away fear. Because fear is just there to make us not believe what God has done for us. Remember, we always say, count your blessings and name them one by one. If we look back in terms of fear, look for the testimonies from the past, we will see that it's just a passing phase. And the Bible says we've been given the spirit of a sound mind, a disciplined mind, which means in times where the devil brings fear, I will tap into this disciplined mind. I will tap into this sound mind and remind myself of the power of God, remind myself of the love of God, and remind myself that this is just a passing phase. It's just a season. I'm not going to dwell in the valley. I'm walking through the valley. So I want to encourage anyone today who is feeling that things are just going haywire. I want to say to you, just look back and think of your old testimonies. You will see that the Lord, the Bible says he is the same yesterday, today, and forever. The Lord who was with you yesterday is with you today and is going to be with you in future. So the frustration that we get from fear, the ego that we get from fear, the anxiety and the resentment that make the word fear, if we apply the spirit of power, the spirit of love, the spirit of a sound mind, then we will just wait and say, Lord, even though I can't see it now, but I know that you are going to come through for me. And after we have walked through the valley, we will look back and see that even in times of my adversities, in times of my trials and tribulations, in times of fear, the Lord never left me. The Lord was with me. I want to encourage you today. You may be going through a kind of crisis, some kind of sad or painful phase, painful season. I want to say to you, the Lord who was with you in the past is with you right now, and he is with you in the future because he already knows the future, and he already knows that you are going to go through this valley. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord cause his face to shine on you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift his countenance towards you and give you peace. God bless you richly and abundantly. I love you.